What's up, my pilots? Anger Poncho here. Oh, and we're back playing the Wind Waker, and since we got loads of money and we're going to be getting a lot in this episode, we get to hear the happy sound of getting the fourth piece to a heart container. You're very welcome. No, Beal. Thank you. Alright, so this is the montage, post-commentary, amazing, one-of-a-kind episode. Let's fire up that montage. First off, this is what happens when I put the controller down while sailing from one island to the next. Yes, beautiful. Alright, first thing, Forsaken Fortress, treasure chart 25. Gonna sit around the backside to pick it up. Now, for these first few charts, the first few we're gonna pick up, you're gonna see them in the order I got them. So, you'll notice my technique improve as we go along. And for the first few, I'm going to show you basically everything. So for this one, we just sailed around the island, and now I'm figuring out, okay, where's the right spot here? I'm going to try it, because I'm trying to figure out how far away you can be from the X and still pick it up. And I figured out that you have to be pretty close. So I'll show you. I was a little bit farther, I was a little bit off, so I'm just sort of cruise a little bit, try to get just close enough. You can see how close I am to the X, not quite there. So I decide, alright, forget it. Make sure we're right on top of the damn thing. Cruise over a little bit and just watch the chart. What you can do is listen for that sound. When that sound first starts to get loud, you're probably in just the right place, and you can always use the chart to confirm. For all these islands, this video is not going to be here's exactly where the treasure is, because that doesn't help. A silver rupee! Awesome. Next we're off to Four Eye Reef. We're going to use treasure chart 41 for this. So again, I'm going to show you quite a bit of the how do we find the treasure. Many of these in this episode, as we go along, they're going to get shorter and shorter because it doesn't help you for you to watch my video to see where the treasures are, because you can't collect the treasure unless you have the chart, and you don't get to see the beam of light in the ocean that indicates where the treasure is unless you have the chart and you've opened the chart in your sea charts menu. We got the Great Fairy chart! Yeah, so if you're going to go on this little adventure, you got to have all the charts that you want to collect on, and you have to have them open so that they'll show you the locations. And here we have a chart that shows us where all the Great Fairies are in the Great Sea. What are the odds of that? Next is Western Fairy Island. We're going to use treasure chart number 8. So here you see, yeah, we're starting to show us a little bit less of each. But for each of the treasures, I'm going to show you the hauling up and the dramatic reveal. I considered editing this video just to show you what all the treasures were, but it was like 3 seconds per island, and it was impossible to follow. So, forgive me for creating such false drama over and over again. Quick thing to note here before we continue: every time you collect a treasure successfully on an island, it puts a little red circle on your sea chart where you picked it up, so you know you got it. And if you look on the right over there, it even shows you what the treasure was. You can go back and check that out. Three Eye Reef. We're going to use treasure chart number 38. So just here's the lowdown. And let me lay down the lowdown. There are 41 treasure charts, just general treasure charts. We're going to be getting all of them in this video. And so that means that out of the 49 squares on the sea, piece of a heart! There are 8 of them that do not have a treasure chart for you to collect on, and the other 41 do. Here we are at Needle Rock Isle, treasure chart 28. So I guess I should explain the order I'm doing this in. You can probably see on the map what I'm doing, but I'm doing zigzagging by column. So I started in the upper left, so we're going to go down to the bottom. Silver rupee, awesome. So we started in the upper left, we're going to go down from there, and then we're going to go over 1 square and back all the way up to the top, and over 1 square and all the way back down. So we're going to zigzag north-south across the whole map, and eventually end up in the very bottom right. Now we're on Diamond Steppe Island. You got to have treasure chart 23 to make this one appear. You're going to be hearing this little jingle for getting the treasures a lot in this episode, so just get used to it. Now I'll tell you, some of the best rewards actually come later. There's quite a few good ones at the end, so stay tuned for those. It's a piece of a heart! Awesome. And now we've just reaching the end of our first column on Horseshoe Island with treasure chart number 9. If you're curious, the amount of time it took for me to record all of this, to collect all of these, just sailing from one island to the next, I didn't really warp very much. Pretty much just sailed the whole time. Silver Rupee, good stuff. So now we're on to B7 is where it is in the map. So we've just gone over one square, but that's Outside Island. So we're not going to go to Outside Island. That's one of the islands we're going to skip because there's no chart there for us. Instead, we're going to go to Five Eye Reef, just north of there, and take treasure chart 12 into the reef to collect on our treasure. So I was saying, making this entire video took about 2.5 hours to sail around and collect all of these. So you can imagine that would have been 5 episodes if I had actually taken you along for the ride for live commentary. So just for the expedition of the LP, decided it'd be better to cut it up and make it like this. Silver Rupee, and a lot of these are not going to be real exciting treasures. There's a lot of Silver Rupees, I'll go ahead and tell you that. But it's good stuff. That's why I emptied the wallet at the beginning of the episode. Now we're in B5 at the Islet of Steel, using treasure chart 35. This is actually an island we haven't visited yet. It's actually there's a few along the way that we haven't visited. I'll make a note because we're gonna fill in the chart every time we get to them. There was already one, I believe it was Diamond Steppe Island, I think, that we filled in the chart while we were there, and here we go, filling in the Islet of Steel. That was another Silver Rupee if you missed it. So now we're skipping over Greatfish Isle, going north, because Greatfish Isle does not have a treasure chart location for us. And we're going on to Rock Spine Isle. I continue to say that it should be Rock Spine and not Rock Spire, because there's no Spire on that island. Using treasure chart 2 to collect our rewards. Piece of a heart! You know, I've become so jaded to that sound, because even the Silver Rupees make that sound when you take them out of the chest. And now on to Mother and Child Isles with chart 29. If you don't know which chart you get, basically when you pick up a chart out of a treasure chest or from the auction or wherever, you can't see what the number is until you go into your charts menu and you scroll through, and you'll just find that you have a new one that you haven't opened yet. And then once you open it, Silver Rupee, alright. And now we're on to Star Island with treasure chart 7. So once you open it, you'll see a piece of an island, an outline. That's what I'm showing you before we haul up each one, so that you can sort of try and get it in your head where you are, essentially. The whole idea is with these charts is that you will open them up and be able to recognize, based on your sea chart, which island it is that you're supposed to go to in order to get the treasure. And we're going to turn the wind around again, because we've reached the north part of the map again. So now we're going to head east one square over to Northern Fairy Island, where we were going to use treasure chart 24, I believe, yes. I'm actually referring to a little sheet I've got here, some references. So yeah, you see that beam of light that comes out of the ocean? That's not there if you haven't opened the chart, which of course requires you to have the chart. Not sure why I left so much of this one in. Anyway, we'll just sail up and collect. I like the little creaking sound that the grappling hook makes when you swing it from one side of the boat to the other. It's a neat little element. It's all these good little details that they didn't have to add that they did. It adds a lot to games. I wish the more games were like that. Silver Rupee, alright. There's actually a great little detail in the next game I want to LP. Well, maybe the next game that I want to LP. What are you doing with that baton, kid? Yeah, if you move the left joystick up and down, you can actually change the volume and tone of the notes. So now we're headed south. Off to Spectacle Island, where we are going to use treasure chart 22 to haul up yet another sunken beauty. So yeah, the idea with these charts is that you'll be able to recognize it, because once you have your sea chart filled in, you can zoom in on the island and say, oh, I see this curve here offshore, or look, there's a little island next to the bigger island. I know that's Mother and Child Isles, or I recognize this, or oh, that's definitely Tower of the Gods there. So they don't intend you to go around and pick them all up at once like this, but it just makes more sense in an LP. Another Silver Rupee at Spectacle Island. And now, heading north we go up. Whoop. No, wait. No, heading south. Excuse me. We're heading to Tingle Island where we're going to use treasure chart number 10 and just blatantly ignore the sharks. The sharks don't matter. Welcome to Wind Waker, where the wallet is full and the sharks don't matter. And now southward to Cyclops Reef, where we will use treasure chart 21. Some of the reefs are really nasty because the I looked it up. The plural is reef. Reefs with an S. It's reefs. One reef, two reefs. I'm gonna say reeves because that's just BS. It's not a V. Anyway, some of the reefs are really nasty because the treasures are inside the reef, and if you don't clear out the cannons, you're probably gonna get your shit rocked while you're there. And it's the light ring chart. This is the mystical rings of light that appear on the ocean under a full moon. I don't know what these are. I've never collected these. Can someone tell me in the comments what makes these light rings special? Because we've hit tons of random ones across the ocean. I don't know what these hold. They're not heart pieces. They're not treasure charts. They're not any big stuff. I have no idea what those treasures are holding. They can't be anything more than rupees, by my reckoning. Anyway, now we skip on over Stonewatcher Island and head down to C6 for Shark Island, where we're using treasure chart 16 to haul up this one. It's weird having to say the same information over and over again, but with different information. I think Shark Island is one of those islands that we haven't fully explored yet. There's just some fun things to do there, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if it's a required one. Another silver rupee. And now south to Headstone Island, you all remember this one, where we're using treasure chart 40. Yeah, so this one I'll try and show you a little bit more. Some of them were, to be honest, once you get the hang of it, hauling up these treasures is pretty easy. Once you start to judge how fast your boat moves along the map, I mean the treasure chart map, every treasure chart is at the same scale. So your speed of your boat will be constant when you have the sail out in full wind. Another silver rupee. That means you can use it as sort of a gauging point for how far you're going to go in a certain amount of time in respect to distances on the map, which allows you to find the treasures without having to constantly open and close the sea chart in order to confirm your location. We skipped over Two Eye Reef because there is not a treasure chart location there, and instead went north one square. We actually went east one square and then back up. So we're making our second trip up the map now at Southern Fairy Island, where we used treasure chart number 4. But yeah, there's a great little detail I'm going to point out soon. That's the sound! That is the sound that I like now. Like, nothing less than that is satisfying to me anymore. And we're only going to get to hear it a couple more times, so savor it, my friends. And we skip over Southern Triangle Island so we can get pummeled at Six Eye Reef, where we've brought treasure chart 6. This is what I was saying. These reefs are nasty. They will mess you up. I got blown out of my boat. Pretty much every reef I had to go inside, I got blown out of the boat because I was trying to ignore them and just get the treasure. Which is not the best strategy, really. And now upwards to Northern Triangle Island, where we've brought treasure chart 26. And very appropriately, I think, we defeat quite a swarm. There were actually probably 10 or 15 Octoroks that appeared when I came up to try and get this chart, and it makes perfect sense. The treasure here is the Octo chart. Now you know where to find the big Octos. If only we hadn't already defeated all of them. Yeah, so we're collecting some charts in this episode that probably would have been useful earlier on, except for the fact that that information is readily available on the internet. And there you go. So if you're looking for them yourself, you can consult that chart in game. And again, you need to find treasure chart 26 in order to dig up that one. Ah, here we are. This is a good one. Windfall Island, treasure chart 18. This is the one that we bought at the auction, and boy, does it pay off. I'm going to spoil it right now. This is the best treasure in the whole video. Just watch. Zeroing in on our location here. And now, onwards to Gale Island. No, we're skipping Gale Island. We're going over 1 square from there to Crescent Moon Island, where we have brought treasure chart number 11. Another heart piece, or a piece of heart. I think they should be called heart pieces. Doesn't everyone call them heart pieces? Who says piece of heart? And now we turn the wind southward once again, as we head into exciting, uncharted territory. This next island, we've actually already been to, and we got a heart piece on it. It's Pawprint Isle. We went here on the way over to Dragon Roost, the first time we went to Dragon Roost, but I forgot to fill the chart in while we were there. Now we're back, and we got our sea chart filled in, and we brought with us treasure chart 30 to collect our treasure here at Pawprint Isle. Yippity-doo-dah. A little more than halfway there, guys. Stick with it. Like I say, there's a bunch of good treasures near the end, so good stuff. This is awesome, and we're only required to haul up, I think, 8 more sea charts, or 8 more treasures across this great sea. And so they're now to Eastern Fairy Island, where we've brought treasure chart 3. It's a little bit random, it seems. It seems totally random, actually. The numbers of the treasure charts seem to have no correspondence to the locations on the map. I can't make heads or tails of the why they numbered them the way they did, because it doesn't even... The treasure chart numbering doesn't seem to correlate to the order you collect them, the order you find the charts, the order the islands come in, nothing. It doesn't seem to make any sense. And now we go south again to the Tower of the Gods, bringing with us treasure chart number 14 for another exciting reveal. This is like, I feel like I'm at an auction, you know. I gotta sell all these different items, keep people interested in seeing the same thing coming over and over. And now, once again, we head south to the private oasis, bringing with us treasure chart numero uno. You would think that they would have done something consistent, some sort of numbering that made sense to someone. Why would they just randomly do it? I guess maybe they wanted to obfuscate it. Maybe they didn't want you to be able to know where the island was just from the number on the chart. But would people really have noticed that coincidence? Would it really have changed the game for first-time players? Treasure chart 17 takes us to Ice Ring Isle for our next treasure. So if you notice along the way, I believe we've now filled in 3 spots on our sea chart, as well as collected now 34. That makes 34 treasures. One more, and we'll have reached the southern tip of the map once again, here at Angular Isles, where we have brought treasure chart 15. So, if I may, let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 heart pieces can be found by digging up treasure charts. That's along with 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Along with 4,600 rupees. That's more than 4,500 rupees from these charts. Oh, actually, it's 4,600. No, not 46,000. Good lord, 4,601 rupees. I don't know where we are now. We skipped over 7-star isles because there's nothing for us there. And at some point, we were at Dragon Roost. Whoop, I'm confused. No, we wouldn't. We were not at Dragon Roost. Whoop, hang on. This is the boating course. We just went from Angler Isles to the boating course. And we've picked up the Sea Hearts chart here at the boating course. With treasure chart 32, we found this. This tells us... What? Am I backwards? Yeah, no. This tells us where to find the treasure charts that lead to heart pieces. So that chart, the Sea Hearts chart found at the boating course, gives you the locations of the treasure charts that lead to heart pieces. So it's a little bit roundabout. We sail north to the Forest Haven now with treasure chart 31 in tow. We actually filled in the map for the boating course while we were there as well. It's not a place we visited yet. That whole southeast corner of the map seems to be optional. Oh, that sound. That wonderful sound. Absolutely great. Still a few heart pieces left. And now up to Bomb Island, where we've brought treasure chart 20. You remember Bomb Island? That's one of the stops we had to make for that merchant side quest over and over again, just north of the Forest Haven. Some of these islands you really get to know when you play the game over and over, and some of them you only visit once per playthrough. And yet another heart piece. Now, with treasure chart 34 in tow, we sail north to Eastern Triangle Island. Almost there, guys. I believe this chart will be number 40. Not 41, actually, I think. What am I saying? Nope, my numbering system is totally screwed here. It would be more like 35. Yeah. Anyway. Another silver rupee. That means we've collected... Gosh, look how many rupees we have now. Anyway, we sail north to Fire Mountain with treasure chart 37 in tow. Yeah, look at us. We're over 4,000 rupees. We started out with less than 1,000, so it's like I said, you're going to pick up 4,601 rupees when you do this if you collect all of them at once like this. So empty your wallet out into the special shop ship before you try this quest out. You really wouldn't want to dig up sunken treasure if you had a wallet that was close to full, because when you pick up that 200 rupees, you're only going to get that once, and you really need the money. So there is yet another one. So much money, man! And now up to Dragon Roost Island to... let's see... yeah, treasure chart 39 for Dragon Roost here. Man, I tell you guys, it got seriously crazy hunting down all of these treasures. Like, I've spared you hours of nothing sailing across the ocean trying to find these treasures. So we skip over 7-Star Isles and go east to square from there to Overlook Island, where we have brought with us, follow the line, treasure chart 13. But yeah, sailing across the sea, doing nothing but collecting treasures for 2.5 hours would not have made an exciting video, let me tell you that. And now we have the secret cave chart. Now you know the locations of the secret caverns, so says the chart description. If you look here in the charts menu, it tells you where a bunch of secret caves are. Apparently one island has 2. I think that's actually Popprint Island that has 2. We went in one of them. We went in the one with the heart piece. So, yeah, there you go. And now south to... what? Oh, we just filled in the map for... yeah, we filled in the map for Overlook Island. I was like, wait a minute, we've already been there. And now we go south to the flight control platform, where we've brought treasure chart 19 to find this treasure. Now, I know what it sounds like. I sound like Alex Trebek. Ending the sentences is like... anyway, the Island Hearts chart. This shows you where to find heart pieces on islands, and it also shows you how many pieces there are on land. So between the Island Hearts chart and the Sea Hearts chart, you have the locations, or at least the way to get the charts for, all the heart pieces in the game. Except for, of course, the heart containers from the bosses. Yeah, look at all of them. 9 of them on Windfall. Can you believe that? And look over on the bottom right, you'll see there's a 1 in the mailbox and 1 with the leaves. That's the Deku Tree side quest. Good stuff. And again, don't forget on your map, if you're not sure if you've missed an island or not, you can always check and see if you've got that red circle if you collected it. And now we bring treasure chart 27 with us south to the Star Belt Archipelago. Another island we haven't visited yet because I'm not really sure what's there. I think it's just these 7 pieces of stone sticking out of the ocean. Not sure why it's even in the game. Another silver rupee. And now south once again to Thorn Fairy Island, after we fill in, of course, our sea chart. Starbelt Archipelago resembles the constellation of Orion, if it looks familiar to you there. Thorn Fairy Island, we bring treasure chart number 5. And it's nighttime again. Yeah, I don't even know how many days in-game this was. There were a couple nights where it got stormy like this when I was sailing, so I just made it day again. I didn't want to sail in the dark and not be able to see where the island was. Oh, that sound. It seems like everything you get, all but one of these rewards, it gives you that sound. So now we go to Bird's Peak Rock. Treasure chart 36. This is an island I have no idea. I don't understand what Bird's Peak Rock is for. I guess some of these islands we might come back and visit later, but most of them I think are... probably we can just skip it. If they're not that important, like if they don't have anything of plot consequence and not even a useful side item like a heart piece, you know, I'm not going to explore them just for rupees' sake unless we really need it. I'm also not going to be doing all of the secret caverns because forget that. Why bother? I mean, you're gonna get little rewards like joy pennants and stuff. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And there we go. Only one left, guys. First of all, we gotta fill in the sea chart here at Bird's Peak Rock. Almost done with the sea chart too. Feels good, doesn't it? And as soon as he pops into the ocean, he pops right back out. He's like whack-a-mole. Cliff Plateau Isles. Nothing for us to dig up here, so we're gonna sail on right south to 5 Star Isles in the very bottom right-hand corner of the map, with treasure chart 33 in tow. Oh, feels good. Ah, and the final sunken treasure has been unsunk. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to... I'm going to sail to Tingle Island, and I'm going to sail west over to Rock Spire. Rock Spine, it should be. So that we can visit... Look at all the red circles on the map. It's got friggin' chickenpox, man. So we can visit Beetle's special shop ship once again and purchase the final remaining expensive item, that last bottle. Oh! Thank you! 500 rupees for the 4th bottle. Freaking awesome. And that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking through. So I think in the next episode, we're going to sail out to, where...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!